blessing. Ain't no stress affecting my presence. But sometimes the pressure keep pressing. Worst keeps my impression impressed. That's the way to relate. I'm just trying 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 to relate.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Giants going up against the Packers. With that, let's get you up to Green Bay, Wisconsin, where we welcome in our commentators, Brandon Guy and Charles Davis.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Well, that's the Kickstarter right there. Eli Manning finding his guy, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, it's a deadly combination, isn't it?
It really is, but what really makes it work is just how unflappable Eli is with his demeanor, able to maintain his calm and his poise, because we know OBJ, he can run pretty hot and get excited out there.
Sometimes just one-handed grabs for him.
It doesn't matter what it is. Just throw it up there. He'll go get it.
Manning over the middle here to Brown. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. On play action. Now Manning. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Manning going to try and throw on third down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
I feel like Eli Manning has just gone from downfield bomber to a guy who can complete everything.
He can hit him underneath now, can't he?
Yeah, we just saw that there with that pass completion. The maturity of a veteran taken with the defense will give him.
They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for. Now Manning. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Manning to throw once more. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's third and goal. Manning now on third and goal. Finding time. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. 5 yards on the pickup. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on fourth and goal. Here's Connor Barth for the field goal try. From the left hash. Should be a fairly easy one here. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. So they come into enemy territory. Nice drive to start the game, but they probably wanted 6. They only got 3.
I agree with you totally. That's the expectation. When you get the ball and you start moving it and you're rolling, you think you're going to end up in the end zone. But they should be happy with the 3. A good way to get things going here in this game.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick hitter here. It's complete. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 41 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Slot man moves right. They'll run it now out of the gun. Down right around the 25. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, Rodgers has it. And he's brought down. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal.
And Richard Rodgers makes the grab, and let's face it, it's going to follow him the rest of his career. The Hail Mary he caught to beat the Lions in 2015 in Detroit, pretty memorable play.
Those Lions fans, they just don't like you right now if they heard that.
I didn't mean to bring it up to, pull the Band-Aid off the wound there. I was just trying to praise Richard Rodgers. Yeah, they're going to be mad at me.
To throw here. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Now Mason Crosby for the Packers field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Crosby puts it through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
So bad.
I don't know about that. Super tough.
7 yards on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
And that's the kind of pass that adds up over time, Brandon. You may not have picked up a first down there, but if you keep chipping away at it, eventually big plays may result.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
When the defensive line controls the offensive front the way we just saw there, it doesn't allow any of the offensive linemen to leak downfield and get to the linebackers and block them on the second level. You end up with the type of play we just saw. Linebackers Didn't have to fight anyone off. Didn't have to knock anyone to the side. Didn't have to elude anyone trying to block them. They just saw the play, ran to the ball, and finished things off.
Holding offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. Manning to throw on second down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his 3rd catch here in the 1st quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
And maybe a little of both. And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on 3rd.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. And they're going to go soft on the corners. On 3rd and long, it's Manning. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a gain of 11, and it'll be 4th down.
I think we need to come up with a different name for this position. We keep calling it the fullback position. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback, but we know this. Whoever's coming out of that spot is usually bigger and stronger, and they may not run away from people, but they'll run through them.
Yeah, able to shed tacklers. We saw it right there. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle 3rd of the field, and that brings up 4th. Here's Jacob Shum now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He gets it away, and I think they'll smartly play keep away here from Brown. And that one goes out of bounds, and let's see here. They're going to walk this back to the 40-yard line. Here's the Packer defense getting set to go again. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early.
False start, offense.
They come out here in the eye. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to be met at about the 43. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Now Manning throwing on 2nd down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. And for the second time this half, on comes the field goal unit here. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants defense now ready as they trot back out onto the field. They're just looking to duplicate what they did last time, force the 3 and out, and that led to a field goal.
The only thing better, really, is creating a turnover. 3 and out, get off the field, feel good about yourself, turn the ball over to your offense, and they put the ball through the post for a field goal.
They're probably pretty well rested after that 3 and out, too.
One would think. That's how you get it done. Create the 3 and outs, get to the bench, get your rest, and hope your offense can control the game. On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45.
As a former defender, Brandon, the goal was always to tackle the receiver immediately after the catch. When you missed and gave up additional yardage, you didn't make anyone on your team happy. That's why I'm sitting here next to you.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Coach hinted to us that we may see some old power football here in this game. We got a taste of it on that 1st down run.
I love how he handed it to us, and then when we were watching practice, we were watching what they call inside drill with the offensive and defensive line, and they kept putting more defenders on the other side and saying, block that. I don't care how many guys are in there. I want to run the football this week. And, boy, it has paid off for them in this game.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Larry Ridley. Larry will have highlights and analysis of this 1st half. I'm guessing mostly defensive highlights that we will see.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. No touchdown scored yet so far.
Yeah, none whatsoever. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Back to throw here. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here. Before we get to halftime. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Crosby puts it through, and that will tie things up at 6-6. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on. Always better than nothing.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. We get a look at the Packers defense as they work their way into position. And a really nice job last time. Offense had great field position, but they were able to hold them just 4 plays, and they had to hit the field goal.
We saw the benefits of practice there from the defense, though, didn't we? Because most teams, when they got that type of field position that they have to start defense on, they treat it almost like what we call sudden change. You know, after a turnover or a big kick return, whatever that is, you tell the guys, listen, you got to bow up. You got to get in there. Make sure you don't give up any more than a field goal.
They bowed up all right. We'll see if they bow up again. Manning again here on 2nd and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
A give to the fullback on the dime. So a good spin move. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taking it about the 16. Might have been 1 man away from 6 points. As it stands, it's a huge return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Going to throw right side here, complete. That one goes for 24 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. So we have reached halftime here with not much. And hello, I guess Larry's halftime show was buttoned through. And we are moving on and ready to go for the third quarter. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Come out throwing here to start the drive. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They'll come out in the pistol. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you say, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy, and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Adams, the man in motion left. And they'll go on the ground. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the third quarter. Because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan. Been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here or there, a little bit better blocking, and now you're establishing the running game. Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, Rodgers has it. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Their big tight end. His second touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet, or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll come out in the pistol. And he'll give it here to his running back. Shreds the tackle. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Caught left side. It's Beckham. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Now 3rd down, less than a yard. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Give them a lot of credit. They ended up running the ball on a key 3rd down situation. They were staring 3 and out in the face and found a way to flip the script and keep the ball moving on offense.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early.
False start, offense.
Shipped together here from the D-line. Going to give this time to the tailback. That's a gain of 6 on the first down run. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. An 8-yard gain, so that gets them halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But if the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, And oftentimes, we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination line.
And this is taken in at the 5. It's a big play for the Giants on 3rd down. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Giants with possession of the football, but needing points as we start quarter number 4. Shotgun now for Manning. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. 2nd down here after the incomplete pass. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
After last week, where he kept finding the end zone, what do you have, 2 touchdown runs?
Yep.
He's got to be just a tad frustrated here. Close, but he hasn't gotten in.
Maybe they give him another shot. We'll see.
Well, I would think so. I think he's built up that type of equity, but the guys on the other side of the ball know it, too. Brandon, it's easy to make decisions from right up here where we are, right in the cheap seats, but let's be frank about this one. This isn't even a decision as far as I'm concerned. They have to go for it here. Field goal does you almost no good as time's running out in the game. If you want to win, you have to be aggressive here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done. Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 7. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And you don't want to pin this all on the quarterback, even when the pressure's coming. Not easy for them, but that's just something you can't do, is take that sack in the end zone.
No, you can't, but for all defensive line coaches, they're celebrating everywhere. Because what do they tell us in our meetings? It's all about the get-off, beating the offensive line at the snap of the football. And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On 1st and 10, here's Manning. Over the middle to Beckham. And he's brought down. They'll get 17 yards there. And it'll be 1st down Giants. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Manning now on 1st down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. It's a gain of 24 that time. And that'll be good for a Giants first.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they could do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter. You got to feel pretty good as a defense.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Their big tight end. His third touchdown now on the year. And the G-men have taken the lead here in the fourth. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they showed he's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a one-point game. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. One receiver left, two to the right. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is what every back in the league is supposed to do, exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's caught inside the 30. They give him a gain of 38. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
And that was well defended. And as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's brought down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come out here in the eye. And they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down. Now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the offense in a great spot. It's 1st and goal from the 3. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Jeremy Butler, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
And touchdown and congratulations and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is... And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. and the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Back to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jeremy Butler, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. So here we go. The Packers will line up to go for 2.
Green 39. Green 39. Now look at 56. Look at 56. Watch it now, Barney.
They'll look to throw. And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for 2. And now the lead stays at 5.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. He's back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And they're just a couple of yards shy of a 1st down here on 3rd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Back to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Packers are going to win this football game. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that.
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree. All right, but he knew he wanted to be aggressive there, as you pointed out. So I'll guarantee he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready.